Something that's physically tangible to me, like the growth, is unbeatable. Because I have trouble believing in things that I can't really like see or feel. So this is like everything. When I say like, I added 5 more pounds to a hack squat, like that's crazy to me. Or if I'm touching weight, especially on my upper body, I've never been strong there. Being able to like move more weight than I did maybe a week ago, or I've never even moved before. I think it encourages me to only want to be better, because it's like I'm finally growing. It's something that plays, I think, a part. When you grow physically, you also grow mentally. It's like a 2-in-1. Oh, I actually like love bodybuilding. I didn't even know that I would enjoy it. Like, to be honest, like I said, I went to Olivia just to, hey, I need help with like my eating, and I had the goal of going into the military, and then it kind of fell through. So I mean, I think there's a path still, but I fell in love with bodybuilding without even intentionally doing it, honestly. I think it gave me something to look forward to each day. I went into the gym, or like each meal I knew that I was gonna become better, and then like 2 years from now I could be able to look back on this and be like, that's like, who would have thought, you know? Because like surely not then. Never would have thought that I could grow as much as I have within just 4 months, to be honest. And I'm really excited just to see where it takes me. If I want to step on stage, it's gonna start here. It starts with all the habits that I create now or awful habits that I need to like break off, for instance, to create the person that I want to become. And especially like a role model towards other people, I think is really important for me, because it shows that like we all go through things, yes, but nothing is not able to like be overcome. You can always get through them. You just simply have to have like the dedication for it, I think, and the consistency.
Go. Get up. Yep. Yep. Go. Yep. Go. Yep. Head up. Come on. Yep. Perfect. Let's go. Yes. Yep.
I was just overcoming a restrictive eating disorder. So I think how I saw myself, it was never good enough. I think that carried through all my years of high school, further after I graduated, and especially when I ended up living on my own. I think it kind of just took a toll from there, and it was a sense of control when I couldn't control the rest of my emotions or how I was feeling, because I was definitely going through a tough spot when I was living alone. So I think the only thing I could control was what was being put into my body. So that's when it all started, and it kind of just like went downhill from there. And it wasn't like a switch turned on in my head that was like, oh, bam, let's fix this. It was more of just like I did not want to receive the help. But I think when I started off with Olivia back in November, it was kind of like, I'm either gonna get worse or I'm gonna improve myself and I'm gonna make my life worth living. And that's kind of just the route that I took at the time. It was all or nothing, and it was going from one extreme to another, which was restrictive eating, barely eating, to, hey, this is a lot for me, but I'm gonna trust you, and like, let's work together. And that's kind of where it took it on from there. I think like still in the back of my head, I remembered that like why I wanted to do this. Why did I sign up? Because I wanted to be better. And then what did that turn into? I was thinking it was just like, well, because you wanted to become something better than what you already are. And no, that's not just a physical thing. It's also mentally for me, because I don't think I would have grown as much as I did if I didn't start coming to Destination, to be honest. I entered a giveaway for Better Bodies and I ended up winning. So that's how I finally met Olivia here. And if she didn't convince me that day to come here, I don't think I would have grown as much as I have mentally. Like, I think a couple people have altered the way that I think, which has benefited me in the best ways.
What you gotta tell yourself, I'm that bitch. Okay.
On days when I feel like I can't, like, quote unquote, finish a meal, or I'm like contemplating, it's coming down to like the last couple of bites, whether it's like rice, it's avocado, it's a piece of chicken. Literally, when it comes down to those and I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking about it, I always think about, how is this going to affect me? Is this going to hinder my goals, or is this going to help me get to where I want to be? And if it's not even just about bodybuilding, it's about how am I letting an like object control me? Like, how am I going to let that be what makes me fall back? I'm not saying that you can't fall back. Like, I think that there's always going to be times in life where we end up having to take a step back. But I think like I'm tired of like feeling restricted. Like, it's like as if I was in handcuffs. There's a difference between existing and there's a difference between living. I was existing then. I was stuck in such a structured routine, and I would never make time to like literally do anything that I loved. I love painting, I love going on walks, I like going for hikes, I like being in nature just in general, especially going to the gym. I really love that. I lost that at the time. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped going for hikes. I stopped painting. All because I allowed such a negative habit, which was also the restrictive eating, take over, and it kind of diminishes your mind. Like, it takes over. It's a disease. Like, you think you're not living. You're not yourself. Everything is almost like, how I can express that time in my life is like a gray cloud. I don't really remember much, and that's so unfortunate that a whole chunk of my life is just now taken away. But now that I've been able to, replenish my body with the proper nutrients and food and falling in love with just living again, I've found that I make more time for my friends. I make time for especially the things that I love, and I don't try and live my life on such a structured schedule. Structure is what keeps me a little bit sane. I don't think that's what is healthy for me. I saw where it got me when I had that much structure, and now that I kind of live things just in the moment, I've been able to make more time for the things that I love, which I wouldn't take back.